Emoji J. He records the shows and puts them on YouTube. I can't never remember his YouTube channel, so he's gonna have to plug that because I don't remember. YouTube.com/emojij. Okay. Why can't I remember that? You know what it is? I'm gonna blame it on the age. I'm gonna blame it on the age. I'm gonna blame it on age and see, there it goes. My thought's gone. Age and attention deficit disorder. Yeah, but I got ADD bad, and then when you get older, your memory starts to kind of go a little bit here and there. At least for me. My ADD is so bad, y'all. Like it's. That's why I'm better at like doing stuff last minute. That's why I'm like last minute always scrambling when I do have to schedule my shows. That's why I like somebody else's scheduling because like
Can I have
I'm so
2 minutes? I just
ADD.
wanted
Like
someone else's
I'll
live.
think about like I'll say, hey, I need to do this, and if I don't do it right then, it's gone. So the Astros are now going to a Game 6 and hopefully a Game 7. That's why y'all see I got my Astros gear on. Welcome to After Dark. It is officially 11:02. The Astros will be in Game 6 tomorrow night here at Minute Maid Park. Hopefully we take it to Game 7 and we win it all. I know y'all heard me talking about my ADD, but I joke about stuff like that. But in all seriousness, like I feel like ADD is a type of mental health thing, like because it affects me in my life so much because I always forget to do things, even the things that are important. Even things that are important, I forget because of my ADD. So, yeah, so when somebody tells you they have problems like that, man, give them a break and try to help them out. Yo, Tila, thank you, brother. Dude, that's a lit gift. And then the cats come out. Thank you, brother. Okay, whatever you say. So we had a couple streamers do some dares last week. Not we personally, but I was in their stream and they did some dares where they threw the remote control at their expensive TV and broke their TV. So Road Dogg, who just walked in the room, messaged me after the Astros gave up a grand slam in the beginning of the game yesterday, and he was like, I hope you didn't break your TV. I was like, no, not me. Not today. Not gonna happen. And then, thank you, bro. And then the Astros came back. Whoa. I don't know who else placed in the VIP contest, but I do know that Miss Ashley Ann placed 19th in the VIP contest. So I'd like to congratulate her. So when y'all see her, please congratulate her. There was not a more deserving person that I felt that deserved to place in that contest. She does so much for so many people on this app. She's in their lives. She's keeping the comments going. She does a lot of things. So, yo, thank you, bro. So I'd like to congratulate her. Ashley is amazing. Also, I will be, who's lot? Man, I got so much stuff going on. Wednesday, I will be in, who's live? Blue Eyed Hippies live. We're doing a, like, who knows Kenny Wayne best? So far, I need one person to be a contestant with me. If somebody that comes in my live all the time wants to be a contestant with me, let me know. I need one more person. Everybody's kind of busy.
If you are new here,
it's 11 p.m. Eastern, which would mean 10 p.m. Central, Wednesday night. So it's about who knows. Shush, lay down. It's about who knows Kenny Wayne best. And so what you do is everybody's going to box up, and I'm going to have 15 questions. And whoever answers the most questions about me, specific to me, Ephraim, whoever does that, it knows me the best, we win. Or also Recon's going to be on the show, and I forget who else. AC, if you want to do it, let me know. If you got my snap, send it to me. Janie, hello. So I'm talking a lot because we got to get. We don't have the two guests tonight, so I'm trying to talk my way through the show a little bit. So I'm trying to eat up at least 15 minutes. You don't know my hat. Well, Pot Princess. I've seen her here. Thank you, Pot Princess. I have her faved. I do have her faved. No, I get it, bro. It's one of them things. Yeah, I see a lot of red people coming in here tonight. Thank y'all so much for showing up. I guess we're gonna let's go ahead and get to Shotgun Joe. Shotgun, if you're here, go ahead and request the box. It's a little early, but I'll try to talk through most of my show.
Hello.
Yo, what up, Joe?
Oh, what's up, Mr. Kenny Wayne?
Look, we got the teddy bear himself hanging out, and he looks like he's got a. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, wow. Okay, I see what he did there.
Yeah, we're one of those avatars that don't care about bringing our face out.
Right. Leanne, I see you. Where's that? Wait, Tizzle, that's not. Anyway. So what's been going on, Joe? What's been going on in your world?
Nothing much, man. Just work, kids, life.
Yeah.
I started to advocate for conditions about a month ago on here. I did an awareness event for invisible conditions, and I had Flex on there and Julie Baby talking about lupus, because it's one of those conditions that the people will look normal and you don't know the pain they're in. But we also talked about other conditions that are just like that, like fibromyalgia, my condition, Chiari malformation, hydrocephalus. And we just had people telling stories, just sharing their story, trying to get out there for people to hear and say, wait, that sounds a lot like what I'm going through. Because all these conditions are often misdiagnosed.
Yeah.
I was misdiagnosed myself for 23 years.
Oh, wow. Well, talking about that, I have a handicap placard, and it's because my legs are like, they look normal, but they're not normal. I've had 7 different surgeries on my feet and my knees and whatnot, right? So there's days when the weather, if the barometric pressure's off or whatever, it's hard for me to move, like to walk very far.
Yeah, and I completely relate to that, because I have a placard too, and my condition is where my brain is too big for my skull, so my skull's pushing my brain into my spinal canal. So my brain is literally herniating from my skull.
Ouch.
And then I have spinal stenosis on my lower spine. So when I work a day at work, if I work an 8-hour day or a 12-hour day, I'm taking up to 8 Norcos a day.
Wow.
On top of the anti-inflammatories, nerve blockers, muscle relaxers, all the other crap. But people don't see that part. They just see me with a handicap placard looking normal.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. When I was working, I owned part of the company, and I was a supervisor, so I didn't have to get out. And when I was being physical, it was only for a short, limited amount of time. So, but I pulled up to a store one time, and I parked in a handicap, and I get out, and this lady was giving me the business because I parked in handicap, and I was in a work truck, and I was like, I looked at her and I said, ma'am, you don't have no idea.
Right.
But yeah, so I can understand that people think you're normal when you're not.
Yeah, but other than that, been working a little more. Been working on the stream. Going to be bringing the show back. I'm hoping to bring it back on the 10th.
Did you take a little break?
Yeah, I took a little break from the app.
Hey, you know,
I'm streaming a lot less.
I tell everybody all the time that breaks are necessary on this app because there's a lot of toxicity on this app, and you know, like I don't care who you are, it gets the best of you if you let it. So, you know,
Well, I mean, it's good for your mental health to take a break.
Exactly.
It's not good for your numbers, but it's good for your mental health.
Right. It's not
Yeah.
good for your numbers, but it's good for you. And you know, like I think if you've ever if anybody has ever been on this app for very long, sometimes you get caught up in the numbers and wanting to be higher than the next person, and you know it's kind of becomes addicting, kind of like a drug. And you know, I had to learn to be like, you know what, who cares? Like it don't even matter.
Yeah, and I've learned my best streams are when I'm not worried about the numbers. I'm not worried about any of that. I'm just goofing off and hanging out.
Right.
Those are the streams I enjoy the most.
Right. So let everybody know your show's coming back on the 10th. Let everybody know what it's about.
Yo, Bearded, what's up, buddy? What was that? I'm sorry.
I said your show's coming back on the 10th. Let everybody know what your show's about.
All right. For anyone that didn't know, I do trivia. It's general trivia, like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. 3 contestants, 5 lifelines. You can look on Emoji J's YouTube and see some of the episodes because he's posted them just like he does Kenny Show. But yeah, and when we come back, we're going to be offering a prize because we're not worrying about getting featured anymore because that didn't happen. So we can offer a prize.
Awesome. Yeah, there's a few rules and regulations about prizes and stuff, so I understand that.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was supposed to be getting featured, man. I did the Zoom call, and then I just got ghosted. I was requested to make changes, like my name. That's why it's SG Joe and not Shotgun Joe anymore. Because Meet Me wouldn't promote the name Shotgun. And then I was requested to make changes to the show, which I made, and got ghosted.
Huh. Well,
so it is what it is. I'm not doing it for them. I'm doing it for me. So
I got you, man.
I got it on my own.
So when do you normally stream so people can like check you out? And...
I'm usually on around 10 o'clock Eastern nightly. Of course, on Wednesdays is when the show usually was. So I'm on every Wednesday for sure. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Sometimes I'll take Sunday, Monday off, depending on my mood on that day. If my vibe's low, I don't like bringing that on live. You know, I don't like bringing a low vibe on my live. I want it to be more upbeat. I want it to be fun and energetic. And when you bring that bad vibe on, that's when you start to lose people.
Right. I feel you, man. So what made you choose the teddy bear avatar? Was it because of the movie Ted? That's how I kind of feel.
No, so okay, when I first started streaming, I was a polar bear. I don't know if you remember that.
Man, in the streaming world,
I mean, I started streaming a year ago.
Yeah, in the streaming world, like 3 months feels like 10 years to me.
Yeah. So I was a polar bear, and it was a generic one from the program, kind of like Dax's Wolf. Anyone could use Dax's Wolf. So one night I was drunk, and I was like, man, I'm tired of being called copycat because I'm using avatars. So I was like, I want to make my own. And my Yorkie comes running in my room. I'm like, oh, my little teddy bear. I'm like, hey, I'm making a teddy bear.
That works. It's pretty neat. I like the avatars.
So that's where it came out.
I like the avatars. There's a few of y'all that I like yours. And I don't know if y'all have seen Scarface, but he does pretty good. Like,
yeah, Scarface is awesome. I know the software he uses, and I was using that for a little while too. But the teddy bear, I actually built it myself. It took me 3 months to learn 3D modeling, 3D rigging, 3D animation. And I built the teddy bear myself. So I'm the first one to build my own avatar for the app.
That's awesome.
Mad Hatter's awesome too. He's a buddy.
I
actually
haven't
talked
seen,
to him not too long ago.
I haven't seen Mad Hatter on in a minute.
He's not really streaming anymore. He's focused on making money and, well, in his words, making money and effing bees.
Hey, hey, you know, I'm glad you had the sense enough to squirrel out that F-bomb, because some people, they forget, because I'm so good at just talking shit with people that people forget that we're on stream and they just start.
Yeah, it's a featured show and you got to watch your language. Yeah.
Oh man.
But yeah, man, and that's pretty much it. So we're working on advocating more. I didn't want to do it when I first started because I didn't want to build off of that. You know, I didn't want people to like me because of the disability I had. I wanted people to like me because I was funny. I made them laugh.
Right, absolutely.
You know, so I wanted to build off of humor rather than that, and then use my platform once I build up to start spreading that awareness.
Absolutely. I get that. I understand that. So what's your favorite, in the last year that you've been streaming, man, what's your best memory on this app so far?
Oh, man. So I was doing random battles, and I ran across this guy, Wizzle. And I was at like 4 milli. He was pushing 10 milli. So he was talking down to me. He was just talking crap and talking down to me. And then Black Engineer came in the room. And Black Engineer's my boy. You know, that's my brother right there. So when he heard Wizzle talking down to me, he bargained him 30K to 6K. And then he said, rematch. As soon as we hit the rematch, Ice Dragon out the gate. The look on Wizzle's face was priceless. I even tagged him on Instagram on it.
Wow, that's awesome.
But yeah, and Black Engineer's like, oh, I heard you talking crap. Wizzle's like, no, I wasn't talking any more crap. I'm not. He tried to pedal out on it. So now, instead of calling him Wizzle, I call him Wiggle, because he was trying to wiggle out all the shit talking he was doing.
Yeah, I've experienced a lot of that, man. You do randoms, you never know who you're going to come up against. And
oh man, the randoms, I love the randoms though, because
yeah.
If I get an asshole, I'm a bigger one. If I get a troll, I'm a bigger one.
Yeah,
so,
well, fortunately for me, because I am a top badge, I have unlimited skips, so I can.
Yeah, you have those unlimited skips.
I think, you know, and I've said this before, and I don't remember who came up with the idea, but I've tried to advocate for it a few times. Is that, you know, for the app to make money, they ought to make it where streamers can purchase the skips if they don't have unlimited skips.
Yeah.
So
that would be awesome. Yeah. I mean, even if you could trade some diamonds in to get some skips.
Right. Yeah. Hey, well, hold on a second. I just seen a ghost walk in the room. Lizzo just walked in the room. Hey, Lizzo. Lizzo streams about once every 3 months. Nicole, hello. Hey, I also
every 3 months.
Also want to wish Nicole a speedy recovery. She had surgery on her hiatal hernia this week, and I think she's being stuck on a liquid diet, which I know sucks.
Oh yeah.
She's been on a couple days this week.
Get well soon, Nicole.
Yeah, you know, like I sympathize with her because I've had so many surgeries and I've been hospitalized so many times with a couple of my conditions that I know how it is to not be able to eat for a month or a few weeks or whatever it is. And, you know, like that first real meal that you have after you not been able to eat it tastes so good.
What's your go-to?
Usually
when that happens, what is your go-to?
Usually I have somebody stop at McDonald's on the way home and I get a double cheeseburger. I just want a greasy 99-cent, or it ain't 99 cents anymore, like $2. But the cheap 99-cent, $2 double cheeseburger from McDonald's. Yeah, for me, I'm in California, so of course it's In-N-Out. Yeah. Whataburger is still better than In-N-Out. Fight me, all y'all California people.
Well, there's other burger places out here that are just a lot better than In-N-Out. Like we had one place called Four Brothers. It's mom and pop's place, and their burgers are amazing, and it's a $5 burger. You know, I mean, there's a lot of places out there better than In-N-Out, but In-N-Out's just the one that's everywhere.
Right. I've had an In-N-Out burger a couple
Nicole,
times.
take that back.
I've had it a couple times, and to me, it was just okay.
Yeah, the one thing I don't like about them is the big chunk of lettuce they put. But
Yes.
if you get the protein burger, that's where it's at. It's where you don't have any bread. It's the lettuce wrap burger.
Listen, if y'all have never had a Whataburger, or actually it's Whataburger, but here in Texas, because of our accent, we always say like Waterburger, but it's
Wada.
we say Whataburger. So, yeah, they have the best French fries and they have the best burger. So if y'all never had one of them, come to Texas and it won't disappoint.
We have Whataburger out here.
In California?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we have Whataburger out here. Or am I just remembering it from Alabama?
Probably Alabama. I just had a patty melt from there the other day, matter of fact.
Oh, but I mean, White Castle's where it's at when it comes to burgers for me.
You know, we had a couple of White Castles pop up here, and they lasted all of about, I don't know, it seemed like 10 minutes. They wouldn't here long.
My ass will drive to Vegas to get White Castle.
We had a White Castle or two pop up here, and then we had a couple of Crystal Burgers pop up here, which are pretty much the same thing. Neither one of them lasted.
Yeah, I had Crystal a lot when I was in Alabama. It's not the same. It's kind of the same, but not the same.
So going forward, what's your aspirations on this app?
I mean, I was hoping to get top badge, but I realized that that's far-fetched.
It's never far-fetched, dude. Never far-fetched.
Yeah, it is. I don't have enough money to spend on the app, man.
There's some people that's been on the app for 2 or 3 years before they got top badge. I mean, it just depends.
Yeah, but they're also like high gifters, high VIPs. They got their name in everyone's name. Like they're buying people in auctions. They're winning contests. They're noticed by the app because of all that. That's when they finally get it. If you're not winning contests, you're not going to get top badge.
Yeah, I don't know how they do it. Mm-hmm.
Cough, dizzy, cough.
Hey, that seems to be the
like, all right, for example, I mean, Big Country's my boy, but he started streaming 2 months, actually less than 2 months before he got his top badge. Why? Because the amount of money he dropped on this app.
Well, I can't speak to that because I don't know. You know, I don't know because I mean,
like he broke 100 before 2 months of streaming.
Yeah.
Like it was crazy. He was just out there everywhere. His name was on everyone's name, and it's not all about spending the money. It's about where you spend it. And he did it right. He was buying people in auctions, and he had his name on everyone's name.
Well, I don't know that that's necessarily how you get it. I don't know I've talked to several people, and everybody has their own opinions on why people got top badges and why they don't. And you know, I really can't say because there's some people I see get them that you're like, didn't even know who that person was.
Yes, Nicole, and he's my boy. I met him in real life. He came out here and we were feeding the homeless together.
Oh, wow, that's amazing. That's amazing.
But yeah, he's a really good guy.
So how many homeless people, when did y'all feed the homeless? Is it like just a specific date or y'all just decided to do it?
Oh, man. I want to say it was September. Was it September? I would have to go back through my messages.
Oh, they're asking, was it with Shar?
My memory, I got ADHD too. My memory is just shot. But no, we got together with Johnny Blaze, and Nick Styles came out, and there was just probably about 20 of us, and we got together. They made a big thing of spaghetti, and we passed out food, passed out hygiene supplies. We just set up a table and started passing it all out.
That's awesome, man.
And I mean, we sat there, we had conversations with some of the people, and it was an amazing experience.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Big Country bankrolled the whole thing.
So who are you rooting for in this World Series? Are you an Atlanta fan or are you an Astros fan? What side of the fence are you on?
I'm not a baseball fan.
Oh, you're not a baseball. He's just going to tell the truth. He's like, look, I'm just going to tell like it is. I'm not even a baseball fan. I could care less. Well, at least he's not a Dodgers.
Like maybe if the Dodgers win it, but
at least he's not a Dodgers fan.
I'm from LA, so I got to be a Dodgers fan.
Oh no, I'm sorry about your bad luck. Although at this point, I think I would have rather played the Dodgers with Kershaw and Max Scherzer on the back burner being hurt than I would have to play these hot Atlanta Braves. And but it is what it is.
So you think the Braves going to give you guys a rough ride?
So far, but there's 7 games for a reason.
Yeah. That way you guys could lose 4 and be over with it already.
No. We're tomorrow's game 6. We're going there behind. It's 3 games to 2, but we're going to win tomorrow night, and we're going to move on to game 7, and then it's going to be a free for all after that. But man, I thank you for appearing on my show. I know it was kind of last minute thing.
Thanks for having me, man. I appreciate it.
I didn't know you were supposed to be a guest last week. I apologize for that. I had no clue.
Yeah, well, we got that sorted out.
Yeah, and I appreciate your help.
Bearded wants to.
Huh?
Bearded Ginger wants to get kicked. It's like, let's go Braves.
I'm not going to kick somebody for liking a bad team.
All right, man. Well, yeah, again, thanks for having me. I had fun talking to you.
No worries, man.
Actually, about to, I don't even know if I want to stream right now, but we'll see.
Hey, y'all favorite Shotgun Joe, and make sure y'all show him some love. And if you have anything to add to his streams about mental awareness and stuff like that, he's an advocate for that. So not only mental awareness, but things that people can't see that are wrong with
invisible condition awareness.
Invisible condition awareness. There you go.
All right, yeah. Well, Kenny, thank you. Much love, brother.
All right, man. Thank you. Yo, now some of y'all might know him, and when he comes in my stream on Wednesdays, I always like to go, yo, Mike, what day is it? It's hump day. So I like to request tatted Mike, if you will, to the box.
Kenny, we talked about this. It's not Wednesday, so you can't. We talked about it. You can't do the, what day is it? Hump day. It's not today.
What you been up to, brother? I seen you've been streaming a lot.
Yeah, man, I've been just streaming like crazy. I mean, I had a job, but that job kind of screwed me over. So I worked for them for like a month, and then it was just a shit show. So I spoke up on it. Haven't heard back from them since.
Oh wow, yeah. Sometimes I don't like that kind of thing. That's frowned upon.
Well, when you hire me for a position, but the position is nothing what you tell me it's going to be at all, and I agree to the position, and then I speak up on the fact that it's not what you told me it was going to be. That kind of, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to do something that I did not agree to do. So,
all right, that's happened to me. Look, I've told this story a couple times in my live, but I'll make it short. So basically what happened is I answered this ad. It said, do you like sports? And I was reading this ad, and I was like, well, heck, yes, I do. Do you like to meet new clients and stuff like that? I'm like, well, yes, I do. It says advertising in sports. That's what the deal was. So I called, and they're like, yeah, come on down to such and such, put your application in. And so, man, so I went and I did that, and they're like, yeah, show up tomorrow. Make sure you're wearing dress shoes or dress boots and slacks and a tie and all this, and you'll go meet some clients is what they said. That's how they said it.
Yeah.
Like, wow, that sounds awesome. This is going to be cool, right? Like in my mind, I'm thinking like in an office building, like learning advertising or something. That's what's in my mind.
I think that's what everybody pitches when they hear a job like that, just cozy.
Yeah. So I show up the next day and I don't even own a tie, so I had to buy a clip-on tie because I don't even know how to tie one. Like it's not. Hey, listen. You'll never see me in a tie or a suit ever. So here I am. I get there, okay, and I'm sitting there, right, and everybody's. I'm like, what are we doing? Oh yeah, you'll be going with a couple of guys in a minute. They're just getting ready. They're gonna buy your lunch for training and all this. I'm like, all right, cool.
Is it one of those jobs where you, like everybody packs in a car, you go to like a little neighborhood, and then dude, what's crazy is I had a job similar to that when I was younger. I didn't realize it was basically like a whole pyramid scheme in a sense, but
I didn't either. Look, it was me and two other guys, and we get to this neighborhood, and I didn't. The moment that the realization, and look, I done drove an hour from my house.
was it vacuums?
No, it wasn't. I've done that too, but it wasn't the vacuum. So I didn't realize that when the neighborhood they went to was only like 20 minutes from my house, but I drove an hour from my house to go to the office and then go.
You could have just met them there.
Yeah, exactly. So I didn't realize what was going on until he dropped the guy off and he says, "Hey, I'll meet you back at this corner at such and such time for lunch." And I was like, wait a minute. I said, looked at both of them. I said, "Are we going door to door selling shit?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, they didn't tell you." I'm like, "No, they didn't tell me."
So they drove you back home, back to the spot. I'm assuming to get your ar, and then
No,
Or
I was
did you
stuck
go
there
through-
for the day. I was stuck there for the day.
yeah, fuck that. I would have walked home. If it was only a 20-minute drive, I would have just walked home.
No. It was a 20-minute drive from my house, but my vehicle was 40 minutes away from. Yeah,
Was Uber a thing at the time or no?
no.
No. Okay.
This was.
Wasn't sure.
I was like.
Yeah, Uber's pretty new. Never mind. What am I thinking?
I was 19 or 20 years old. So it's been like 24 years. It's been like 24 years ago. So.
Oh, so
Yeah.
I was still a kid at that point. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so it was a whole ass thing, right? But like the last 2 hours of the day, like my feet were hurting. I sat
I
out.
mean, so this job wasn't like that. This job was more. I was told I was going to be working with clients and that it was easy to move up for the company. But after a month of being there and learning each position, there was literally no opportunity to move up whatsoever. I was basically an assistant to another person. I was helping them with their work. So like I didn't really it was just nothing compared to what it was even told I was going to be. So
Yeah, I feel like
yeah.
I feel like people hire you on false pretenses, hoping that you'll be stuck there. You won't have no choice.
Yeah, no. See, me, I'll speak up on it before I get too involved in the company. Like a month in, and like I've already spoke up on the situation twice. Second time, they sent me home and was like, "Here, just take the rest of the day off, paid. I'll call you Thursday." Never even called me on Thursday, so just straight up ghosted me, basically.
Wow.
Oh well, it's a learning experience. I look at it like so.
So, I've talked a little bit, but tell everybody a little bit about yourself. I know you've been on the app for several years.
I've been on the app for like decades. I'm basically like the oldest of the oldest. I'm older than Kenny. No, I'm just kidding. Actually, I just had my 3 years in July. That was my 3-year streaming point. I stream on Twitch outside of Mimi. I don't really talk too much about Twitch on here though. Yeah, on here, I stream pretty much during the day. Kyla, you, thank you for the top edge though. But yeah, I don't really have like a specific thing that I do with my stream like a lot of people do or, whatnot. I just kind of wing it. I like to have fun. I like to talk a lot of crap, especially in battles. I have a huge Penguin family that, I love and adore on here. So
He
that's really it.
He is the original Penguin, by the way.
I am the original Penguin. No one can take that from me. It's embedded in my skin. You can't beat me on that. So I kind of win. But yeah, that's me. 2-time top edge. That's why Kyla sent the top edge to fuck with me. She does that every time. But yeah, that's me. So
why the Penguin? I'm just curious.
I've always loved penguins, man. Just like ever since I was a kid, I've just always been huge into penguin stuff. Like my mom would like buy me penguin shit. I don't know. I truly just love penguins. Everything about penguins. How how much they adore and love their family, because to me, family is a huge thing. Like I literally have it tattooed on my chest. Family is forever. So, and penguins basically embrace that themselves, even though it's more of like an animal vibe than a human vibe. But so, thank you. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard for me to explain. I have a huge love for penguins. No, I'm not walking like a penguin out here.
So, so what was that movie Disney put? Was it Happy Feet or whatever?
Oh, dude, I love Happy Feet. There's two of them. Happy Feet 1 and Happy Feet 2.
I knew he would know.
Of course. It's a good movie. But yeah, so after about my first year of being on the app, and like I truly just like made the penguin emoji like my thing. It was just like, it was official. I just wanted to get it tattooed on my skin. So the playlist, the very first playlist I went to, and I met like everybody from, you know, Gypsy to, who was all there at the time? Shar, Chris Casper I first met, Sammy I first met, Bailey I first met. I mean, pretty much like any of the OGs that were on here for the very first time. You know, that's when I got my tattoo, was in playlist, when I met everybody. So it was cool. It was a good time. It shocked everybody that I got a penguin on my hand, but I embraced it.
There you go, man. There you go.
It's no crazier than my inhaler tattoo, if we think about it. I literally have a tattoo of my
Wait,
inhaler.
inhaler tattoo?
Yeah, so I have asthma. I've always had really bad asthma. So I actually have a legitimate tattoo of my inhaler on my rib. And it says, and I quote, "It ain't easy being wheezy."
Oh, I thought maybe you did that in case something ever happened to you. Somebody knew to pull out your inhaler. Out of your yeah.
Nah, dude. Like, hey, Nicole, you still have a Walmart emoji, so chill out. But yeah, back to the topic at hand. No, so like my asthma never gets that bad to the point where like people have to worry. Like it's just a matter of like, hey, I'm good to go. That's it. So we're good.
There's a show I'm not going to talk about, but on this show, and I'm not going to say what show it is in case people hadn't watched it, but there's a part on the show where the guy gets "do not resuscitate" on his chest, so the hospital knows not to. He don't want to be resuscitated. Oh, it's pretty cool. I was like, hey.
Has anyone in your family asked about your penguin tattoo and the story behind it? No. So just to kind of answer that, right? So my whole family pretty much has tattoos. They embrace tattoos. You know, they don't really question tattoos. So yeah, no, I actually haven't had a single family member get more in depth about my tattoo. They don't really care.
Well, you know, my dad was always he was always against tattoos. So when I got my first tattoo, I got one on my arm right here, and I kept it covered with a shirt. I'd never take my shirt off around him. And we were going somewhere, and I'd already had it for a couple of years. We were going somewhere, and something happened to my shirt. He goes, "Here, put this one on." And he threw me a shirt without thinking. I peeled the other one off, and I go to put that shirt on. He goes, "What in the world is that?" And I was like,
Oh, you completely forgot.
I was like, "Oh, it's a tattoo." He goes, "Okay," and he never mentioned it again.
See, my second tattoo, because my first one was my forearm. My mom got me that one for my birthday. My second one was my chest tattoo. It was the biggest tattoo I got at the time. So I was just like, I was freaking out about like how my family was going to react to it. So yeah, I was in the same boat where I just like wore my shirt for like nonstop because I wasn't sure what was going to actually like happen. So obviously over time I learned my family doesn't care. But yeah, for weeks I would just sit there and like when it started to itch, I would just start slapping my chest, and my mom would be like, "Why you keep slapping your chest?" And I'd just be like, "You know, I'm having breathing problems, Ma. I can't breathe." You know, and she'd believe me, so because I had asthma, so it worked out. Yeah,
funny.
then she found out, but she didn't care.
That's funny right there. I think that's real funny.
Yeah,
that's real funny. Yeah, my dad, I think he cared. He just at the time he knew I was almost 30 years old, so.
But you were already grown at that point then, so there's really not much he can say other than like, "What'd you get a tattoo for?"
Yeah, I think that was the deal. I was like 29 years old, so I think he was just like, I really can't say nothing, you know. So he never, you know. And I'm kind of fighting my daughter right now. She wants her nose pierced, and I'm just like, listen, if that's what you want, that's fine. But you're gonna wait till you turn 18 and can make that decision for yourself. And she's like, I can make a decision for myself now. And I'm just like, I want you to wait.
Yeah, I mean, for like people under 18, like I think like ears are okay. You know, like getting your ears pierced, whatnot. Like nose, tongue, stuff like that. Wait till you're 18. You know, you're able to do what you want, figure out what path you want to go down. Me, I never liked piercings. I was never a piercing person. I got my ears pierced, but I got them done when I was younger. So I've just had them for like years. So I never really thought about it. But like other than that, I will never get another piercing. Nope.
Yeah. Also, for those of y'all that don't know, Sammy's better. Tad, it's better have Sammy. She was in here a while ago.
Yeah, she's sleeping. She's got to work in the morning. So
awesome.
But
I remember when I come out with my gift, she was like, "Oh my god," because she played softball for a long time.
Yep, she's huge into softball, huge into baseball. So that's her expertise. I don't know anything about the sports. I mean, I know football and snowboarding and like video games. Like you talk about video games, I don't know everything about it. I'm a nerd, but that's really about it.
Then let me ask you this: have you pre-ordered for this weekend?
What's this weekend?
Ain't that when the new Call of Duty's coming out?
Ooh, yes. I think the new Warzone map comes out this weekend. You're right. Yes. So I'm not getting the game. I'm just going to be playing Warzone. And with Warzone, I don't have to purchase it. So I'm not getting Vanguard.
Well, what comes with Vanguard? Is it a new zombies or to play?
So
zombies, you don't have to have that.
Is from what I heard, yeah, they got a new zombies and like a whole new like story, like campaign story mode. Zombies, multiplayer, so they'll have like some more online stuff, but Warzone's like its own separate part.
The only thing that I don't like I got a PlayStation 5, and the only thing I don't like about it is I have what is it, 2 or 3 gig, maybe 4 gig, I don't know, 2 or 3 gig hard drive hooked up to it, and it will only store the PlayStation 4 games. It won't store the 5 games. In Warzone and Call of Duty, oh my god, they take up so many gigabytes, so many.
So oh man, my Warzone's probably like 200 gigs right now.
Yeah, that's crazy.
On my computer, because that's where I game. I don't game on console. I game on PC. So right now I have a 1 terabyte, which is literally 1,000 gigabytes for those that don't know. But yeah, literally I have about 300 gigs left out of that because I've used up most of it on just Call of Duty and like other games that are just massive.
Well, and that's the thing with me is my hard drive is like a 3 terabyte. I said gigabyte a while ago, but it's like a 2 or 3 terabyte.
Yeah.
It's no bigger than my phone. It just plugs in and
yeah, that's something a lot of people don't know about me is I actually have a whole degree in technology, guys.
Oh wow.
So yeah, it's like my whole expertise.
Well, I'm going to tell you, this weekend I found out, and I'm thinking about doing it. I just hate the fact that it's going to have to depend on older people because I don't like taking money from older people. But
Kenny, are you about to commit a crime?
No, not a crime. No. My aunt, every time her and her husband, every time they have this high-tech electronic stuff and they don't know how to use it. And they had it hooked up when they when they built their house and they had everything in there, but like,
is it just the smart home stuff like the lights and?
It's everything to do with technology. Like
it's smart home.
We're eating lunch the other day, and my aunt goes, "Hey, Kenny Wayne," she says, "I need you to do me a favor and come to my house and figure out which one my AT&T box is and which one my Suddenlink box is." And I'm like, "What?"
Oh, so they're talking about the modem and the router type deal.
Well, they got to send the Suddenlink box. Well, they had Suddenlink for their TV, and they switched over to DirecTV, so now they have
Direct. I thought Suddenlink was the internet. My bad.
Well,
yeah,
no, it's
here in New York. We got like a bunch of different stuff that's not really known like in other places. So.
Well, Suddenlink here is internet and TV. They have internet.
Oh, okay. So
I was like, well, can't you just like do process of elimination and unplug the HDMI and see when the TV shuts off, and then that one's going to be your DirecTV, and the other one is automatically going to be your Suddenlink. And they're like, "Nah, we don't know. You're just going to have to come by."
What they could do is just look on the back of the box. It's literally got a sticker. And it's usually always going to say just like what the name of the company is.
I did all that, right? And so then they started asking me, they have their house is pre-wired with speakers.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, so-and-so was telling me to hook up to our TV, but I have no idea how to make it work. And I was like, so basically what you're telling me is I should go into business and I could like advertise.
Just fix everything.
Yeah, advertise strictly to older people. And they're like, yeah, we would pay you good money to come out and do that. I'm like,
dude, I that's basically me. So like my grandmother, so like here in New York, like most of my family has moved out. So like I don't really have anybody here in New York besides my grandmother. So like I go over there like once a week and I'll like mow her lawn or help her with just stuff around the house that she can't do. And a lot of it is technology stuff, like her little Amazon Kindle thing. By the way, I hate the Kindle, guys. It's the worst thing in the world. It's trash. She literally has an iPad, but still chooses to use a Kindle. Don't know why, but you know, grandmothers.
I can tell you why. She's like the rest of my family. They used it for 100 years and it works.
Yep. That's basically my grandmother. So, you know, I try and get her to like write down her passwords to her stuff. She never remembers it, so I always have to keep track of everything. But yeah, that's basically me. I'm the tech guy for the family. And then she'll try to off me off to her other friends that are like elderly and like don't know anything about technology and be like, oh, my grandson's so good at it. He's got a degree. And then like I'm just like, grandma, like I'm not I'm not going over Carol's house to do this.
I don't mind doing stuff for you for free because you're my grandma, but like
Exactly.
you're like pimping out my whole day over here. Hey, that's what my family does to me. I'll have people call me and be like I got a good buddy of mine. He calls me. I think he's kind of figured it out now, but he used to call me at least once a week, maybe twice, and he'd say, "Hey, bro," and he's 62, and he'd go, "Hey, bro, I need a favor." I'm like, "What?" He goes, "Are you busy?" I'm like, "Well, I mean, I'm not busy, but like I'm at home. I don't really feel like leaving." He goes, "Well, this won't take you but a minute. I need you to come fix my phone." I'm like, "What?" He always.
It always takes more than a minute. Trust me. I've been down that road, and it's always more than a minute.
Yes. Well, he always, like on the Android phone, you know, if you long press and you do something wrong, it takes the widgets away from the front of your phone.
Yeah.
So he was always losing his clock. And like he had to have the big clock because he can't see. And so finally I'm like, I sat with him. I'm like, bro, we're going to have to figure out why you keep doing this. What are you doing? So I finally figured out that what he was doing was instead of tapping on something, instead of just tapping it to open it or whatever, he was long pressing everything on the phone. He'd go.
He thinks it. All right. Yeah, my grandma does that. So I tried convincing my grandmother, like, because with me, I love Android. Don't get me wrong, I do. I joke to a lot of my friends who have Androids just because it's like I have an iPhone personally, you know, like I'd rather text iMessage to iMessage. But I tried to convince my grandmother to get an iPhone because to me, I just think iPhones are so simple. They're easy. You can't really screw up anything on an iPhone. If you do, then, you know, we got to go from there. But it's more simple than an Android. So there's no buttons. It's all touch screen. You just literally tap and swipe away. It's so easy.
Yeah, that's the problem with the Android is if you long press. And so once I figured that out, Tad, I'm like, listen, you can't be long pressing. He goes, what do you mean? Showed him what long pressing. That's what you're doing, and that's why your shit keeps disappearing. You got to tap. And once I showed him that, like, I ain't had a phone call in a while, so. And he's
obviously, like, everything worked out.
Yeah, so he's like, you mean I don't have to just press it like that? I go, no, it's called tap for a reason. You just tap it.
Yeah, it's just a button. Just press it. That's it. You don't got to hold it.
Well, to him, when you said press, like,
yeah,
he was
is
taking
included.
it literally and just pressing it, like.
Yeah. Well, yeah, saying tap is a lot better way of saying it.
Yeah, that's what I finally had to put it. Just don't press it, tap it.
That's what I get into a lot with my family, man, because I got a lot of older family members. So, you know, my mom calls me, my other grandma calls me. They'll all call me and ask for help. How do you hook the computer to the printer? You know, why did you get a new printer? What happened to the old one you just had? That's
Hey, do
usually
you do
what I
like
do.
me? Like are you like me? It's like so simple. You,
Oh, it's a piece of cake.
you try to tell them and they're like,
Well, you
they-
got to realize, so
they're like,
a lot of people don't know this as well, but I worked for ADT Security for 5 years, almost 6. I was in their highest tech support department they had, their customer escalation, which was basically corporate. So I walked people over the phone for years just fixing stuff. So to me, it's like a piece of cake. Like I can walk you through. If I know what we're talking about, I could visually just like picture it in my head and just be like, oh, you need to hook your modem up to your router so your router can get Wi-Fi to your phone. Okay, bet. Let's start with the modem, work to the router, go to the phone. It's like a domino for me.
how come I never got a tech person like you when I call? It's like whenever I have to call for tech support, I usually know more than they do, and I'm just sitting there going, for fuck's sake. Because the first thing they all want to say is, "Can you unplug it for 10 seconds?" I'm like, "Yeah, I've done that." Like,
Do you want to know something? So I literally, like I was saying, like I went to school for network technology, so I have a whole degree in it. Literally, first day I walked into school, my technology teacher at the time, literally, first thing he said was, Tech 101. And he made a joke out of it. Is the first question you always ask is, did you turn it on and off?
yeah,
Literally, it's because in most cases, just turning it off, turning it on, fix it.
sometimes.
If it doesn't, it's something more in depth.
Right. But like when I call them, I've already done that. So sometimes you call these people and they're reading off a paper, and I'm like, "Yeah, I've already done that." And they're like, "Well, can you do it again?" Like, listen, you don't understand. Like, I've did it 10 times. I've even unplugged the power. And
Because you have to understand, and I hear this so much from people, like when they call into companies, and like working for a company like this over the phone, it makes me realize like what it's like when I call into like a call center type place. From their end, they're required to do that. It's not like, oh, they don't do it because they're stupid. It's like their managers literally have like the calls recorded. They'll sit down with the agents and like they'll be like, all right, let's listen to this phone call. You didn't go over this. You didn't attempt to do this. So like if they don't say like, hey, did you turn it on and off? Can you do it for me right now? They don't do that. They can get in trouble because they didn't try that. And it ended up resulting in maybe the company potentially losing money by having to roll a technician out or something like that.
well, those ain't the ones that have problems with the ones
Yeah.
that had problems with was when you call and you get a call center outside of the United States. That's all I'm going to say. And you can't understand what they're saying. And I remember one time I was like, "Man, I cannot understand you." And they would get mad at me because I would say I couldn't understand them. I'm like, and I remember going, "Look, man, why you get mad at me? I can't understand you. Can
It's
I talk?"
because they're literally paying these people like a quarter of what they paid me. So like I was making good money. They're paying these people overseas like maybe 25% what they were paying me. And yeah, I get that though. No, I get that.
I'm like,
I just look at it as a puzzle.
if I can't understand you, you can't help me.
Yeah, I mean, like every situation I look at, I respect everybody for whatever age and what era they grew up in. I know not everybody grew up with a computer or a cell phone, so not everybody's going to be technology like inclined to that. So to me, it's like a puzzle. Like, where do I start? Where does the puzzle end? Let's get from A to B.
Facts.
That's why I love it.
See me, I never took no degree stuff. When they first came out, Windows 98, I bought a computer. That's how far I go back. I bought a computer and we had the old dial up, and I literally went through the computer backwards and forwards, uninstalling stuff and reinstalling it and figuring everything about it that I could. And I'm kind of self-taught, but yeah, but with being self-taught, as I was kind of like you, like I was everybody's go-to. Like,
Yeah.
hey, bro, I bought a new stereo system or whatever.
I mean, everything was, a lot of it was taught during school, but a lot of it I just picked up growing up. I mean, I was always around technology from like every gaming console to PCs to
Bro,
like, everything that I just found that I can get my hands on. I just love
what
it.
they taught us in school about computers, they ran on the old DOS program, so that tells you how far I go back.
See, with schools, like I'm referring more to like my college, which happened within like the last few years. So, but like high school time, like, nah, they didn't teach me much. I didn't really use much computers back in high school or stuff like that. It was all more handwritten.
You know, we had the old DOS program when you had to write like 2 pages worth of program just to make it do one simple animation. It was crazy.
Paper Rose. Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, I've worked with a lot of different programs from Windows to Mac to Linux. Linux, a lot of people don't know, but it's a very older software. But yeah, it's hard. It's pretty good one. So
Yeah, I used to have a disk that I would put in my computer and it would literally boot it into Linux mode.
was it the CD or the floppy disk?
It was a CD.
Okay.
I do go
I'm
back
assuming
to
it was the
floppy disk.
kernel.
Well, when I went back to floppy disk, it wasn't actually the floppy disk, it was the hard disks that were like
Yeah, like the rectangular squarish ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, before that, they had what we call floppy disks that were actually like this wide and yay long, and you could bend them.
Yeah, I grew up on all that stuff. I mean, that's why like I'm blessed. I grew up in the era of like the 1990s because like I didn't miss too much, but I grew up in the right era to know what everything is. So like a Walkman or like a MP3 player, you know, like the good stuff. Like I actually know what like a cassette tape is, and you know what I'm saying. Like I grew up knowing like all that good era time stuff, and that's what I'm happy for. Oregon Trail.
Oregon Trail, I remember that. Can you even?
That was a good game.
Does anybody know if you can even still buy CDs? Like I think.
Yeah,
like,
you can buy CDs. What?
Well, like my truck.
Are you talking like music CDs or like blank CDs?
A music CD? Like my truck
Yes.
doesn't have a CD player.
So a lot of cars still come with CD options. Like my car is not that old. It's probably like maybe 5 years old, but you know, it's got a CD option. And I know somebody that has a 2020, and it's got a CD in it. So yeah.
Yeah,
they
mine's
still
a 20. I got a 2020 GMC Super Duty Denali, and it don't even have, but it has a hard drive at the bottom. You can actually plug in a memory.
Yeah, like the little chips, right? Like the little tiny. Yeah. It's basically the equivalent. I mean, it's just a lot of companies are going more high tech because of Bluetooth and everything like that. So they want to limit as much space as possible to give more screen capability.
Well, you know, hey, I said a long time ago, and I told people this, and I remember when I was telling everybody, they were telling me I was crazy. I was like, yeah, eventually there won't be DVDs anymore. I told my buddy, there won't be no burning DVDs anymore.
Collect your DVDs. I mean that.
I still have a bunch of them. I know some of them are worth money, but
Oh, I have a whole collection of DVDs, and the reason I say that is because eventually they'll become collectors. Like, what are those? I forget what they're called. The big discs that play the music. I forget what they're actually called though. Crap! Can't think of the name of
laser
it.
disc,
The what?
laser disc.
A record? I think that's literally what it is. Oh, sorry, my brain's like went blank there for a second. But yeah, a record.
Oh, he's
Like-
talking about a record player.
Like, you know how over time, like, they became more valuable. Like, a lot of people look for certain ones and like certain artists. It's going to be the same thing with DVDs, just like VHS. There's a lot of very rare collectible VHS tapes out there. DVDs will be that same way, guaranteed.
What I thought you was talking about is before there were CDs.
Sorry.
They had what they call, or I say before they had CDs, but before they had DVDs, actually, they had what they call a laser disc. And it was like a big record, but it looked like a CD, but it was like this big, and it went into a laser disc player. And it had it was just it didn't last long, though.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen one of those.
Yeah, they're kind of old. They
I'm
didn't
not
last-
that young, dude. Like, I'm like 70 something, Kenny. I told you this, dude. I age very well. I just can't grow a beard yet. Don't judge me. Ugh. So why didn't you get Pat on here?
Pat's he goes to bed this time of the week.
Oh yeah, he's got work. You're right. You're right. Yeah, man. I haven't really had a chance to even check the show out. I'm usually in bed myself, but I was like, "Yo, Kenny asked me to be on here today." I was like, "Yeah, dude, I ain't got nothing going on tomorrow, so why not? I'll come tonight."
Yeah, you're young, bro. You're 28. Golly. Hey, I'll tell you what.
I told you I'm 70.
28 seems like yesterday to me, but in years perspective, like it's been a minute ago.
Let me put it like this: I may be 28, but I feel older because I don't know. I feel like I went through life very mature, so I just can't. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it.
Oh, by the way, I
feel
think
more
Charlie coming here. Charlie's got a show. I think Charlie's show is on Mondays or is it on Wednesdays, Charlie? I can't remember. I think it might be on Wednesdays. But anyway, hey, Charlie's, go Braves. Not go Astros. We want the Braves to just go away.
All right, well, Kenny, listen, I'm gonna get out of here.
All right, bro.
I appreciate you letting me come through here and asking me to be a part of it. It was pretty cool. I like chatting. You got nothing else to do, so.
It's just I try to make it real casual.
Oh, I appreciate it. I didn't know what to expect. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna wing this. I'm very good at winging stuff, so we'll go for it. But yeah, if you ever need another person, man, let me know. Like I'm pretty free right now, so if you ever need somebody, let me know.
All right, Tad, thank you, bro.
All right, guys, have a good night. Peace.
Yo, AC. Look, listen, I can't watch my mouth. It's down here. I can't see it. Like I can watch it in there, but I can't watch it here. Can't see it. So AC, you want to do this show Wednesday with me? 11 Eastern. Wow. Okay. All right. You'll need like some flashcards or something to be able to write answers on and hold them up. It's going to be in Blue Eyed Hippie stream. She was in here earlier. So I'll be on that